is Alabama State head football coach Reggie Barlow. Alabama State defeated Arkansas at Pine Bluff by a score of 40-39 in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Coach Barlow, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Coach, if you will, talk about your victory over Pine Bluff and preview your challenge with Grambling State at home as you come back to Montgomery.
Well, we went to Pine Bluff, of course, expecting a real tough game for a lot of reasons. One, they are a really good team. I know they're missing a couple players, but they were still solid and played really hard. And it was their first home game. There were some things there that they were, real excited about. And our guys, we prepped them all week to let them know that, hey, this is going to be a tough game. And with us, dropping a couple before, both teams were 0-2. But our guys fought. We got off to a really good start. And just like we thought, that they would fight back and compete, and they did that. They came and took the lead on us, and then our guys fought back, and we were able to get the win at the end. It was a game of two teams that has resiliency and shows great character of both teams, the way they fought back when they had opportunities. But it was a good game, and we were blessed to get the victory. We have Grambling coming to town this week. Another opportunity for us to play in our home stadium, SWAC play for us. Grambling is a team that has had to face some adversity, but as you watch them, they have a bunch of young guys that are flying around to the ball and competing at a high level. And, of course, we're going to have to scout these guys here the rest of the week and get a good game plan that will allow us to go out and hopefully be successful against them.
The floor is now open for Alabama State head football coach Reggie Barlow.
Coach Barlow, this is Nick Burris on with AL.com.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was an early season win, but it seemed like you guys had kind of three of your tougher games to start the season. Just, how much of a relief was it to beat UNPB, and how bad did you feel like you needed that game?
Yeah, this schedule here obviously was really tough. Starting out of the gate with Jacksonville State out of conference, which we tried to get where we could play somebody else, but that didn't work. And then playing Jackson State there, and then going on the road with Pine Bluff was really, really tough. And you don't want to put your team in a panic mode and say, hey, you go down 0-2 in the conference, man, and you really have an uphill battle. But that's exactly what it was. And we didn't, hit the panic button, but we did try to express to them how important it was to try to come away with a victory on the road there. And they bought into that and competed and had a great mindset. But it was a blessing, like I said, to be able to get in a win column and, have something to build on.
Coach, I see Morrell, Pine Bluff commercial. What's the message to your team when they're down 39-30?
Well, actually, we've been talking to our team really all week about sustaining effort, trying to create that picture. We talk about the immaculate reception with the Steelers, and that play would have never happened if Franco Harris didn't sustain his effort, and he was downfield when that ball was tipped. So we just got to motivate them and talk about things like that, in order to be successful, you got to sustain your effort. It's one snap and clear, whether it's a positive play or a negative play. It's about going to the next play. And these young men have bought into that. They have to face some adversity ourselves with, dropping too early on. So they're a tough bunch, and I was proud of the way they competed.
Are you surprised pleasantly at the way you guys were able to I guess for lack of a better way of putting it, break down UAPB's offensive line on that last series right there UAPB had when you guys took the lead?
Well, of course, we knew that Pine Bluff, they got some young guys on the offensive line, but those guys had, blocked pretty good all game, and Anderson, being so athletic, even when they were protecting well and there was a hole, he just, took off running with it. But I think what we did was our ends were rushing upfield, and Anderson was able to just slide up. So then we just say, hey, let's rush to his level, and once you get to where he is, then if you don't have him, then spin back inside or whatever. But and that's what we did on last series, as opposed to our ends just flying upfield and him just taking off. So those guys did a good job. Our ends did, and we're just lucky to get this guy down after chasing him around all game.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Coach Barlow, returning Nick Burris on the air that time again. What's the mindset moving forward? Do you look at it as, that was one game, you still got 8 more to go, we need to forget about that? Or do you use it as motivation to say, hey, if we can beat those guys there and come back fast, and we really have a shot at maybe running the table for the rest of the season?
Well, Nick, I'll be honest, it's about, that was just one game, and, I've said even while we're 0-2, I really like our team. I think we got a group of guys that understand the vision and the commitment to the process, and every game is part of the process. So of course, we take the positive from it, and we encourage our guys with it. We make the corrections on the negative, but we're definitely going to use it as, hey, we got in the win column, and that's what we really want to do. And now it's about ongoing skill development and being really invested in the process. Like I say, we got a good group of guys that have bought into that.
Still got time for questions for head football coach at Alabama State, Reggie Barlow.
Coach Barlow, good morning. This is Charles Edmond from WPRL.
Sir.
When the schedule comes out, obviously this is one of the big marquee games early in the year, Grambling and Alabama State, but obviously the Tigers have kind of fallen on hard times. Are you surprised when you look at what has happened with Grambling that it's happened the way it has?
Well, I won't say I'm surprised. I mean, there's in college football, you just never know what's going to happen. I can tell you, I guess it was 2 years ago, Grambling started off not so well, and they ended up playing for the SWAC championship and won it. So, obviously, them not having Doug there is different, but you never know what will happen in the game. I do know they have a young group that's fighting and playing hard, and they scored some points this weekend, so I'm sure that was encouraging for them. And they'll be excited about coming here to Montgomery and playing against us.
I'm sure, Coach, the message, and we saw it last year with a coach getting let go after 2 games and how that team rallied, how when an unfortunate change happens that it can motivate a team.
Yeah, it can. And it's about rallying around whoever that guy, that coach is, that gets it. And, at the end of the day, these young men all want to, play ball at their respective universities. And they have pride. I think every team in this conference have guys that have pride and is committed to their university. So the Grambling is no different. I mean, I watched them against A&M and La Monroe and this team here at Lincoln. And the guys are competing, and it's just a matter of time before they get a niche. We just hope it don't happen this weekend. But they are competing, though.
Coach Barlow, we appreciate your time and you joining us on the call, and we wish you well at home against Grambling at 5 p.m.
Thanks.